Hello Algebra 2 students, this is lesson 61. Our objective is how do you solve mixture problems, and this is part 2 because remember we have done this previously. And honestly, looking at these a little bit, I almost think these are easier than the ones we already did. So there's kind of two basic problem types, the front of the page and the back of the page. And I think I gave you 6 of each. I'm going to try to do 2 from the front and 2 from the back. So we're going to do number 5 and 6, and then a couple from the back of the page. So from the front of the page here, this is number 5. It says, for her birthday party, Crystal mixed together 8 gallons of brand A fruit punch and 10 gallons of apple juice. If brand A contains 10% fruit juice, then what percent of the final mixture is fruit juice? So we're looking for, let's underline this, what percent of the final mixture is fruit juice? To find that, I need to find gallons of fruit juice and divide it by total gallons, because that would tell me the percent of the mixture that is fruit juice. So let's see if we can find one of these. I'm going to go and start with this bottom one first, total gallons. Notice we mixed together 8 gallons and 10 gallons. So that is just going to equal to 8 plus 10, which is 18 gallons. Okay, now this top one is a little bit more interesting, but we can still find that as well. Notice we have 8 gallons of brand A that contains 10% fruit juice. So what we need to do is we need to find 10%, which is 0.1 of the 8 gallons. And this would equal to the amount of fruit juice from those 8 gallons. So this is equal to 0.8 gallons from the brand A. And then what about that apple juice? It doesn't give us any percentage about that. But since it says apple juice, and apples are fruit, that means all of that is going to be fruit juice. So then I'd say 100%, which is just 1, times the 10 gallons, which is just gives me 10 gallons. Okay, from the apple juice. So the total number of gallons of fruit juice is going to be 10.8. So now, to find our answer, I'm going to say 10.8 divided by 18. That gives me 0.6. But of course we asked for that as a percent. So I multiply by 100 and I get 60% fruit juice. Alright, let's try one more of those. 6 ounces of coffee beans, which cost $9 an ounce, were combined with 3 ounces of a different kind of coffee bean, which cost $6 an ounce. Find the cost per ounce of the mixture. So I need to find that, I need to say total cost divided by the total number of ounces, right? The total cost to make the mixture divided by how many ounces I have altogether will give me the cost per ounce of that mixture. So let's see here if we can, I'm going to go and start with the bottom because I feel like that one's a little easier. Notice we have 6 ounces here and 3 ounces there. So I'm going to say 6 ounces plus 3 ounces is going to equal to 9 ounces. So that is my total number of ounces there. Again, the numerator, the top, is going to be a little bit harder to do, but again, we can do that. So think about that, the total cost. The first kind of coffee bean costs $9 an ounce. and we bought 6 ounces of that. So wouldn't it make sense to multiply those two together? $9 per 1 ounce, multiplied by 6 ounces will give me the cost of that. So it's going to be $54 for the first brand of that kind there. And then this next one, we got 3 ounces and it cost $6 a piece. So I'm going to multiply $6 per 1 ounce times the 3 ounces. The ounces reduce, gets me $18. So the total cost would just be to add those together. So $72. That's my total cost. So now to calculate that, I'm going to say $72 per 9 ounces. And that's going to be $8 per ounce. Alright, let's try number 7 and 8. It says 6 gallons of an alcohol solution was mixed with 9 gallons of 80% alcohol solution to make a 70% alcohol solution. Find the percent concentration of the first solution. So let's see if we can set up a little equation that would render, that way we could plug all those numbers into. If we took the percent of A and multiplied it by the number of gallons, that would tell me how much alcohol is in the first one. And then if I added to that the percent of the second one and multiplied that by the number of gallons of the second one, those two together would give me the total. And if I wanted to find the amount of alcohol in the total, I would need to multiply the percent of the total times the total number of gallons. Alright, so let's see if we can plug this in. This one's going to be red. This one's going to be blue. This one's going to be green. So let's see if we can go here. 6 gallons of an alcohol solution was mixed. So this would come down here. So I'm going to say 6 gallons. Next, with 80%, that's here. So I'm going to say 0.8. And that's the 9 gallons right there. And then it says to make a 70%, this is 0.7. And then multiply it by the total. Well, notice I have 6 and 9, so it's going to be 15 gallons. And then what I'm looking for is this percent right out here, right? Find the percent concentration of the first solution. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm going to call that X. So that's the only variable in there. So then all I now have to do is see about solving that. So this piece right here, I'm going to say 6 times x, which would be 6x, plus 0.8 times 9, which is 7.2, is equal to 0.7 times 15, which is 10.5. Subtract that 7.2 from both sides. 6x is equal to 3.3. Divide by 6. And I get x is equal to 0.55. So what does that mean? What's the percent concentration? Notice it says percent concentration. I have it in decimal form there. The first solution, so I would say 55%. Let's try one more of those. Joe created a metal containing 60% nickel by combining two other metals. So notice that's the total, that's the right-hand side over there. One of these materials weighed 6 kilograms and contained 50% nickel. If the other weighed 3 kilograms, then what percent of it was nickel? So it's going to be kind of the same formula there. So let's see if we can go ahead and highlight those. So this is that right-hand side, so 0.6. And then notice we did 6 kilograms and 3 kilograms, so together that would be 9 kilograms total. Let's see here. One of these metals weighed 6 kilograms, so this is going to be 6 kilograms, and contained 50%, so 0.5. So 6 kilograms, 50% nickel. If the other weighed 3 kilograms, what's the percent? So we have 3 kilograms here, and I'm looking for the percent that goes with it. So then, all we have to do is go about solving that. 0.5 times 6 kilograms is going to give me 3 kilograms plus 3x is equal to 0.6 times 9, which comes out to be 5.4. And just so you know, I have a calculator next to me. That's how I found it. Subtract 3 from both sides. I end up with 3x is equal to what, 2.4. Divide by 3. End up with x is equal to 0.8. But again, it says what percent of it was nickel. So then I would say it is 80% nickel. Alright, so you have 4 of your 12 homework problems done, so no one should get less than a 33% on this homework. Again, if you haven't picked up the worksheet yet, pick that up, and good luck. I have full confidence that you will do well.